Okay, so welcome to the Q&A session, and I'm going to start this little recording so you can hear some of the things we go over. Obviously, we won't have Venn diagrams like this one on your test, but I just thought it was a good, funny one to tell you. Hopefully, our exam will not be like this. For some of you, this was a Schoology quiz question that you couldn't see the picture on, and now you see. All right, so let's talk about making a triple Venn diagram. I did mention before that this would be the toughest question on the test. Everybody draw 3 circles. Remember, this is not where you just sit and watch me. You need to do this on your iPad or on a piece of paper at home, because you'll remember it so much more if you do it than if you just watch it. All right, so we're going to say this is apple. I can't spell apple. Apple. Banana, that's the problem. I was trying to think of the next fruit. And this is kiwi. So A, B, and K. All right. What if I said, I'll put in the numbers for you. 1, 2, let's say there's 3 people in the middle, 4 here, 5 people here, 6 here, 7 here, and 8 people don't like any of those fruits. Let's say we're walking through the lunch line and they had these 3 things, and these are, do you like them? So 5 people like bananas, but that's bananas only, and that's important to get the difference. All right, so hopefully you've got this written down now, and I'm going to give you some questions. You need to know symbols. If I said probability that if you grabbed a random person that it would be apple, union, banana, you need to know what that means. We'll talk about making one of these Venns in a minute. For right now, I just want to ask some questions about the Venn. All right, so let's go with Helena. What do you say I'm supposed to do with this? Is this an and or is this an or?
I think it's an or.
You are correct. I'm going to put the little letters O and R right above the U because I think of that as a way to say, oh, there's room for an O on this little peg of the U and an R on the other little peg. That's like an or. All right. But kind of counterintuitive because or seems like it would be a small answer, but it's actually a big answer. So, Rehan, what did you do to get your probability? And did you add them all up? I got 36. Did you add it up too?
I haven't done that yet, but I think like to start off, since it says or, you just cross out like the just kiwi, and you just focus on like the apple and the banana.
All right. Did I see Kylie Nelson just come in the room? Or did somebody have to quit out and come back in? Kylie, are you in the room? Okay, somebody else must have just come back and then come back in. All right, sorry about that. Rehan, what did you get for your total of all of these numbers on the top?
I think it's 19 or no. I think it's 21.
You are correct. It is 21. So or is a big answer, and this one would be 21 out of 36. All right. So let's move on to the next kind. Let's say I said and. Probability of A and B, except what symbol should I use TIFF?
Wouldn't you just use the word?
I could use the word and, but there's another symbol for that. You should know. All right, it's the upside down U. It looks like that. Okay, that symbol is the and symbol. And I'd like you to think of it as like the letter N in the word and. A-N-D. Get it? And. So that's A intersect B, also known as A and B. And to win this one, you have to be lucky enough to have grabbed a random person, which is out of 36. Everybody figure out what you think the answer to that one is. All right, Mr. T. I think there's only one Mr. T. What do you think, HT?
4.
So, where'd you get that?
4 out of 36.
All right.
It's apples and bananas. So.
All right. So, a lot of people got that, and it is wrong. Be careful. Who can add something to that so that this will give us...
7.
There you go. It's 7 because it's 4 and the 3. Those people in the middle, they like apples and bananas. They just happen to also like kiwi. But the question isn't that. The question is, do they like apples and do they like bananas? And they do. All right, so that one is 7 out of 36. Really common mistake answer on that one. Let's go with TT. What if I said, I'm only picking from people who like bananas? Would you please add those up for me and tell me what my possible is? If I'm only picking from given bananas, as in they like bananas, what's it out of now? No matter what my probability question is, I know what it's out of. TT, what'd you get?
Out of 18.
You are correct. Because there's only 18 people we could ask. Now be careful on this next one, because a lot of people will include numbers that can't work. So apple intersect kiwi. So that's the question. What's the probability of apples intersect kiwi given we're only taking from people who like bananas? All right, for this one, it's Maddie H. Tell me how to think this through.
Would it be 3?
Because
that's the only one that likes all 3.
All right, so they have to be in the bananas circle, first of all, right? See, a lot of people include that too. Why can't I? Let's say you had a friend who's like, but the 2, they like apples and kiwis too. Why would you?
Because you're assuming that they like bananas first.
Right. We couldn't. We're not allowed to pick the 2. It's just not an option because it wasn't in the possible. So you are correct. It's 3 out of 18. Okay. Now we're going to try making a triple Venn. So everybody draw 3 circles. And let's keep it simple. It's going to be A, B, and C. And let's say it's just, what's your favorite letter, A, B, or C? And now I'm going to tell you a number. And you got to figure out what to do with that number. If I said, there's a lot of people who like A and B. In fact, there's 10 people who like A and B. Now, a lot of you are going to slap it right there, and you are wrong. Why does it not go right there? Mr. M, Mr. GM.
Because it also can include the middle.
Yes, A and B includes this spot too. So you're like, well, where do I put the 10? You don't know. You can't put it there though, because that assumes you just know that nobody in the middle, that there was nobody in the middle. You know that these 2 spots together have to add up to 10, but I'd have to tell you something else first. What if I said that 3 people like all the letters? Now, all of a sudden, I can put in both things. Jack S., tell me what to do.
You'd have a 3 in the middle because 3 people like all of them, and then you'd have a 7 between A and B.
Yes.
So it equals 10.
Excellent. So just be really careful with that one, guys. I see that all the time when we're testing. Is if I tell people that there's 10, they'll slap it in the spot where the 7 is. But it's the A and B includes both of those spots. All right, good. Let's do one more factoid and see if you can put it in the right place. A and C is 11? Lita Vega.
It's 8 in between A and C.
You are correct. Is 8 there? 8 and the 3 makes 11. Perfect. It would have been tempting to put that 11 where I put the 8, but you did it right. Nice job. Okay, now we can even do this one, which we probably couldn't have done until now. What if I just told you there were 20 people liked apples? MM, the only kid in the room with initials MM.
So wouldn't you take like the 8, 3, and 7 and then subtract that from 20?
Yep, so that at 8, 3, and 7 adds up to 18. So what are you thinking for the last spot?
2.
That's correct. All right, so 2 goes in here now. All right, notice you could not, almost none of those numbers went directly into the chart. The only one that did was the middle one. When I said all 3 people like all the letters, that's the only number that went directly into the chart. Otherwise, they were like, made up of 2 or 3 numbers getting added together. All right, so now I'm going to finish this. I'm going to put a 1 here, a 0 here, a 2 here, and a 5 here. And I want you to answer one last question, or maybe a couple about this. So let's say I had, what is the probability of given A with a dash like that? I hope you know that means not. Given A not, what is the probability of B not? That little dash means not B. Given A not, what's the probability of B not? Remember, always start with what's possible and put that on the bottom. And anytime somebody says given, they just changed what was possible. Normally what's possible is you add them all up. And that'd be 28. But this is not going to be 28. BG, what do you say? First of all, tell me where not A is. What numbers are left if I say not A?
5, 2, and 1.
Correct. So these numbers here, the 5, the 2, and the 1, only those numbers can be picked from. So what do you got in the bottom?
8.
Correct. All right, let's go with SK. Can you tell me what the numerator should be?
Would it be 7?
Yep, because of what 2 things?
5 and the 2.
The 5 and the 2. And that makes 7 people that were not in B. And therefore 7 out of 8. Okay. Then let's talk about one last one, a Venn diagram. You're either on time or you're not. On time, not. On time, not. A couple of you are not on time to today's session. I'm not going to name names, but I'm going to ask that you try to be here on time. Slows things down when you're not. If I said there's a 95% chance the typical kid is on time, then would you please fill out the whole rest of this chart? Actually, I'm sorry. I'm going to change one thing because it'll be so much easier if I make this a 0.90. Because then the numbers can all be done in your head. Super easy. Otherwise, who wants to multiply 0.95 times 0.95? Now, one last thing though. Grab a calculator because what we do at the end may need to be divided. And you're going to have that same thing on the test. You got to be able to round to 3 decimal places. So have a calculator handy. I know your iPad has one, but I would use your regular one. You don't want to... your life will be easier if you get used to using that TI-84 or 83. All right, RS, tell me how to put in some more numbers on this chart.
So for the not on the first part, it's 0.10 because that adds up to 10.
Very
Or
good.
adds up to a 1.
Yep. And then how about on the upper branch that says OT?
It would also be 0.90.
Yep. And then I can just keep going like that. Nice job. And then what does this whole branch multiply out to? How about the other RS?
What was the question?
What is this upper branch, the on time, what's the probability of being on time both days? Have you multiplied that out yet?
0.81.
You are correct. Okay, there's the first one. Let's go with C. McL. I don't even write down. Who do you think I called on? All right. What do you think, Chloe?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Yep. See the question mark or see the little equals there after the 0.9 and the 0.1?
Yes.
So
0.09.
0.09 is correct. All right. Do you notice the next two that I'm going to multiply are exactly the same numbers, just reversed? So if you multiply them, what do you get? C McL.
0.09.
There you go. And then by logic, I can figure out this last one because so far these all add up to 99%. And let's go with Erica.
0.01.
You are correct. All right. So there's making a double, a probability diagram, I guess I could just call it, or a tree diagram. And now here's using one. What if I said on time at least once? There's going to be a lot of different things that would qualify. You know, a lot of things are, a lot of those branches show on time at least once. Okay, I hope some of you guys did it this way where you said 0.81, that's on time at least once. It's actually on time twice, but that's at least once, right? Plus this one, 0.09, that was on time at least once, plus 0.09. And then you might have gone, oh, I could have actually done it a simpler way. This one adds up to 0.99, but you could have said that's the same as not on time at all. Okay, or not on time, not on time. All right, so that's 1 minus the 0.01. So you can either add up these three, or you can just take 1 minus that last one right there. Okay. All right. So your decimal is going to be the one time you're going to need the calculator here is where I'm going to say take this, and let's say on the test we have 17 out of 18 is your probability, but you have to enter it as a decimal to 3 decimal places. Grab your calculator, get that decimal. I just want to make sure any of you that have rounding issues, we fix that right now. Because you can't just put the digits that you see. You have to be able to round them. So first off, what actual digits do you see when you take 17 out of 18? Sana. Just read me the 4 digits that you see first. No rounding, just read them.
0.9444.
Okay. And now, 3 decimal places. A lot of people just say, so you're saying just write down the first 3 numbers. Not necessarily. The first 3 numbers are important, but we look at this next one. So, Dr. Wolfenstein, can you tell me, should I change this to 0.945?
I would tell you no.
You are correct. Why?
What my second grade teacher said, if it's 5 and above.
That's it. You'd be amazed, though, in a class of 30 like this, I will get 2 or 3 kids that'll get it wrong because they forgot how to do that. So, all right, I'm going to give you one more decimal to round. Let's say you got 0.9649901. All right. If the test says round to 3 decimal places, CH, what do you think the answer is?
Is it 0.965?
You are correct. We would have taken these 3, but that one said to round up, so we had to change the 4 to a 5. You got to be able to round or you're going to get things wrong. All right. So as usual, on the review day, I don't cut any out of the homework, and this is one I'm going to look through more closely than the others. So get your homework done, drop it in the Dropbox on time, and your test is the next time we get together. Last thought on that is I strongly encourage you to do these problems and check them with the answer key. Like, you can think you're doing it right, but until you check, you're not going to know. And last thought, I would have 2 devices for test day because one of your devices needs to be showing you, like you have your camera on, and I'm watching you take the test. If you have your camera covered, that's going to mean that I can't tell if you're cheating or not, okay? And that's not going to be good. You have to retake the test. So have your camera ready to be on and on position. And then if you want to, you can take your test on your phone, for example. You have to just get into Schoology and take the test there. Or you get in through your maybe a laptop or some other device. You can, in theory, split screen and have your Schoology thing on and then take the quiz on the iPad. But I'd have 2 devices. All right. I look forward to seeing you in a couple days. Have a great day. Stick around if you want more help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Gracias.
See ya, Wolfie. Ish, you got any questions? Son, I got any questions?
Thanks, server.
See ya.